Yes.
Iceberg, right ahead! Got a hit!
What's up, YouTube? Now, I've been following this story for a couple days now. Actually, since Father's Day. Now, you got 5 guys. One of the guys brought his 19-year-old son to go see the Titanic for Father's Day. Now, I think these guys are billionaires. At least 2 of them on there were billionaires. One of them was the CEO of the submarine, the Titan. He created it to go see the Titanic. All right. And everybody was saying it wasn't safe. It wasn't built right. He was using like a PlayStation controller to operate it. The metal he used wasn't right. It was just a lot of things on the sub that wasn't right. But he still wanted to take it down. And they searched for the sub. I think they went down like 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. They went down, and it was like an hour to an hour and a half. They lost contact, and they called everybody from around the world, like Russia, China. Everybody was trying to find these people, right? And I'm saying to myself, like, why not start at the fucking Titanic? Like, you know where the Titanic at. We got the technology. We know where it's at. They found the Titanic in 1985. So they know where the fucking ship's at, all right? Why not start there? That was my point. Like, why are they searching the whole goddamn ocean? Just start right there and then work your way out, okay? So, no, they searched the whole ocean. Then it was a thing about the air. So they had like 96 hours of air. And then like every day it was like counting down. I mean, they turned this shit into a whole horror movie. You hear me? It's like a whole horror movie. All right? So it made for good ratings, good TV, good news. But the sad news is, the reality is, the day they went down there, the very day, like within the hour, they was dead. All right? From an implosion. Okay? Implosion. Now, I'm not a deep sea diver. I don't know anything about like submarines and shit. So I looked up some implosions and stuff and seen what happened when a sub be implode. So it's like the pressure of the submarine and it just like evaporated. They say it didn't go down but 300 meters and then it evaporated. Like, they didn't even make it, like, not even halfway. And the thing just evaporated. Like, it exploded from the inside, okay? All the pressure, so they didn't feel a thing. And it's so fucking sad. They found pieces of the ship next to the Titanic.
Marine Board of Investigation said, quote, "I am grateful for the coordinated international and interagency support to recover and preserve this vital evidence at extreme offshore distances and depths. The evidence will provide investigators from several international jurisdictions with critical insight into the cause of this tragedy."
They knew it was implode, but why did it take so long? It was crazy as hell. Why did it take so long? I think the banging noises probably gave them hope. I don't know what. Then they said the moment they lost contact, they waited 8 hours. The OceanGate, the people that created it, they waited 8 hours to tell the Coast Guard. So 8 hours, they been dead. All right? This whole story is crazy. So I'm finna look at the update and we'll see how this shit unfolded. We're gonna watch this together. The whole shit is crazy. I got so much shit to talk about on this shit, but I don't, I'm gonna leave it to the end. I'm gonna make it short and sweet. It's crazy as hell. $250,000 to get aboard in this thing. $250,000 it costs to go down there to see the Titanic. $250,000. All right, y'all. Let's watch this and see the update on this and see how all this happened.
The Titan wasn't like any previous deep-sea submersible. There was no dashboard, just a touchscreen computer and a single power button.
We only have one button, that's it.
Wait a minute, I've seen submersibles, and they are banks of controls, like cockpit after cockpit.
Exactly. And this is to other submersibles what the iPhone was to the BlackBerry.
But many of its components seemed surprisingly cheap.
No way in hell.
For views outside the sub, he had installed store-bought security cameras. As for the ceiling lights,
I got these from Camper World.
And then there was the steering unit.
We run the whole thing with this game controller.
Come on! So, it seems like a lot of the way you made this is by taking off-the-shelf parts and sort of MacGyvering them together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does that not raise anybody's eyebrows in the industry?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm definitely an outlier. There were a lot of rules out there that didn't make engineering sense to me.
Everyone I know keeps asking me the same question. Why would you get on that dangerous sub? Well, first of all, Stockton Rush had the credentials. He majored in aerospace engineering at Princeton. He designed and flew his own airplanes. He designed previous submersibles. Second, he was emphatic that the important parts of the Titan were rock solid, like the carbon fiber body for which NASA served as a consultant.
There's certain things that you want to be buttoned down, and that's the pressure vessel. Once the pressure vessel is, you're certain it's not going to collapse on everybody, everything else can fail. Your thrusters can go, your lights can go, you're still going to be safe.
Third, I was convinced by an expert, P.H. Nargelet, the veteran deep-sea explorer who also perished in the Titan. Over the years, he'd been to the Titanic more than just about anyone. How many times have you been?
With the last dive, 37 times.
You've been to the Titanic 37 times?
Yes. I was in charge of 5 subs.
How different is the Titan from those other subs?
Completely different. Most of them, you have a sphere.
Was there never a point when you wondered about the safety of the sub at that depth?
No. 2 or 3 years ago, I had a phone call with Stockton, and he explained to me that he was doing a lot of tests. He showed me the ways they were building the stuff. I said, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem to dive in the sub.
I was also impressed by the sub's 7 redundant systems for returning to the surface.
These are roll weights. We can actually roll this up and those come off. That gains us some buoyancy to come back to the surface. Okay. These triple weights, we call them, are hydraulically driven.
Expedition manager Kyle Bingham.
Underneath this tray hang these bags. We're around 35 pounds. And those hang down there. Typical dive will have 8 of them. We can also use our thrusters. We have enough power to thrust back up. And then under this last fairing here, we have our variable ballast tank, or soft ballast. It's an air bladder that we use a big 10,000 PSI air tank that's under the tail to fill that up, fill it with air, and then it helps bring us to the surface.
There were even sandbags that detach automatically after about 16 hours, even if everyone inside had passed out. Their connectors would dissolve in seawater.
So you have a backup of a backup of a backup of a backup of a backup. Correct.
All stations are reporting the dive is go. Please stand by.
Finally, the crew seemed to foster a culture of safety. There were checklists, inspections before and after every dive, and a 3 strikes rule. If 3 things seemed out of the ordinary, no matter how minor, they'd cancel the dive. I learned that the hard way on our own dive.
We're in the water, we're floating.
At
They
this
must
point,
did no
divers are
inspection on that
supposed to
dive.
detach the sub from its launch platform. So apparently those floats there
came off the platform, and that wasn't supposed to happen.
So we're scrubbing?
Yeah, I think that's the consensus up here.
Copy that. I never did see the Titanic, and I wasn't unusual. In OceanGate's first 2 summers of Titanic operations, it spent a total of 50 days floating above the shipwreck site. But because of waves, bad weather, and malfunctions, the Titan actually made it to the Titanic only 12 times.
Retired U.S. Navy submarine captain Alfred McLaren is not impressed by OceanGate's innovations.
I mean, would you fly in an airplane that somebody excitedly tell you, well, it's going to be a lot cheaper because we found a new way of attaching the wings? Yeah, right.
He theorizes that the Titan
It
failed
ain't funny,
not
but
because it was made of carbon fiber, but because it was
God
made
damn.
of 3 dissimilar materials: carbon fiber, titanium,
Arrogance.
and
The
plexiglass
arrogance.
for the porthole.
When you have different materials, different molecular structure, they have different coefficients of expansion and compression, and then you make repeated cycles in depth, of course you're going to work that seal loose. And that's why submarines don't run around with any portholes at all, come to think of it. It's a weak point.
I think there's a great, almost surreal irony here, which is Titanic sank because the captain took it full steam into an ice field at night on a moonless night with very poor visibility, after he had been repeatedly warned by telegram, by Marconigram.
In an interview with Anderson Cooper, filmmaker and veteran Titanic diver James Cameron pointed out a sad parallel between Stockton Rush and the captain of the Titanic.
The arrogance and the hubris that sent that ship to its doom is exactly the same thing that sent those people in that sub to their fate.
The world mourns the loss of Stockton Rush, P.H. Nargeolet, and their 3 passengers, British billionaire Hamish Harding, Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood, and his son Suleiman.
That's fucked
Already,
up.
there's talk of restrictions and regulations and lawsuits. Will the OceanGate disaster mean fewer people going adventuring? Well, every year people do die skydiving and scuba diving and climbing Mount Everest. Tragic every time, and yet people still keep coming. Some people just have that itch. For them, danger is the point. The risk of dying gives meaning to living. I think Stockton Rush was among them.
I wanted to be sort of the Captain Kirk. I didn't want to be the passenger in the back. And I realized that the ocean is the universe. That's where life is.
Y'all can call me punk, scaredy cat, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. Call me scaredy cat, whatever. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I'm not going down there. I'm not going down there. People in this world, certain people in this world have different callings. Everybody have callings to do things, all right? Everybody has a talent. And if you ain't never been down to the Titanic or been in a submarine and all that, don't chance it. I don't care who you are. Don't chance it. You can do what you want to do. I'm just telling you about me. I have no desire to see the Titanic. Okay? If I was a billionaire, I would design and create a fucking robot with a camera on his head, like the Terminator, to walk down there and take pictures and put it on like 3D while I'm sitting in my living room looking at it, controlling the robot in my damn living room. Now, I know they have drones and robots on Mars, okay? If you're a billionaire, you have the money to design whatever robot T-1000 to walk down there to the Titanic. Just walk down there, okay? And he can be holding the camera for you and take pictures. Now, I'm not joking. Y'all think I'm joking. Y'all think I'm talking shit, but I'm not. Think about that. A billionaire is going to get into a small capsule and bring his son. Now, I don't know if the son was the billionaire son. Well, you have to have a lot of money because it's like $250,000 just to get in there. So if they all had money, I feel sorry for the 19-year-old kid because it came out that the kid didn't even want to go. All right, the father talked him into doing it because it was Father's Day. So that's really messed up. But my thing is, if you got that type of bread, why not create some damn robot to walk down there and take pictures for you, and you just chill? Now I understand somebody gonna say the experience of seeing it with your own eyes, right there at it, like right there where you can reach out and touch it. I go back to everybody is different. All right. If you value your family, if you value your loved ones, do you have people counting on you? Do you have people that need you? Or is it just you and the cat? Is it just you and the dog? Then go down there. But if you got people that love you and counting on you and need you, I'm not chancing it. I'm going to build me a damn robot and go down there and take pictures for me. That's just how I see it. Now, I can sit here and criticize the CEO on what he said about the making of that vessel, okay? But I'm not, okay? I got a lot to say, but I'm not. I'm going to skip it, okay? I'm going to skip it. Heart goes out to the families. Sad, especially that 19-year-old kid. What do y'all think? Would you get on it? Do you got $250,000 to go down there? All right. And mind you, the submarine is so small, you just sitting there cramped up in it like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a little bubble that you can look. You know what? Y'all just leave your comments, all right? Leave your comments. This is a messed up situation. RIP to the families. But I wish the world come together on a lot more issues.